Campaign 2020, big question tonight, will he or won't he? As Marcia Kramer reports, former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg is keeping his options open.
Every other time Michael Bloomberg thought about running for president, including this year, he got cold feet. Less than 2 months ago, he explained why he dropped out of the 2020 race, his fourth balk.
I would be very unlikely to get elected.
Now there's a dramatic about-face. Aides filing papers to get Bloomberg on the ballot in Alabama, where the filing date is today, to keep his options open for running. I asked Bradley Tusk, Bloomberg's mayoral campaign manager and current advisor, what changed.
It seems like people are hungry more than anything else for someone who can do a good job and someone who can beat Donald Trump. And right now, the primary has taken a lot of weird twists and turns that don't put us in a position to do that.
Tusk says Joe Biden's faltering campaign and Elizabeth Warren's surge have left Bloomberg feeling the Democrats need another alternative, him. And he's done polls.
Mike Bloomberg has built his empire on data, so there's never a shortage of data in the Bloomberg world.
What do the polls show?
They clearly show a path. At the end of the day, the thing that Democrats want the most is someone who can win the general election.
President Trump had a lot to say about Mike 2020.
I've known Michael Bloomberg for a long time. If you go back early on, he said a lot of great things about Trump, but I know Michael, he became just a nothing. He was really a nothing. He's not going to do well, but I think he's going to hurt Biden, actually. But he doesn't have the magic to do well. And if he did, I'd be happy. There is nobody I'd rather run against than little Michael, that I can tell you.
And that was Marcia Kramer reporting. Bloomberg was once a Republican, then became an independent, and has registered as a Democrat. It happened last year. So what do his potential rivals think about all this?
And in terms of he's running because, to me, last polls I looked at, I'm pretty far ahead.
I think it's a savagely broken system that people who have wealth can somehow leapfrog others who might be as viable or more viable candidates.
If he wants to be the nominee of the Democratic Party, he's got to understand that he's got to commit to ending this inequality, and he's got to commit to breaking this corporate stranglehold on our government.
Senator Elizabeth Warren welcomed Bloomberg to the race by tweeting a link to her billionaire's calculator showing what he'd owe in taxes if she's president, a whopping $3 billion.